Welcome to the Tanya Hofmann's Fabulous TV show. I am your host, Tanya Hoffman, and as always, we have an amazing, fabulous guest star, Miss Linda Pringle Evans. Hey, Linda.
Hi there.
So Linda is a branding expert and one of the most amazing women I know. So I'm so excited to introduce her in just a second. Before we get started, I wanted to remind you that we want you to go out and really change lives, just like Linda and I are doing and having fun doing it. So if you go to Public Speakers with an S, Association all spelled out.com, you can find out how you too can change the world from the front of the room. There's a little contact us info right there, so you can schedule time. Let's chat. Let's see how we can help. All right, so let's talk about branding and how you too can stand out. So Linda, tell us about you, and I know you're so amazing, about what you have going on.
Oh, first of all, allow me to thank you, Tanya, for being a part of the show today. I am so excited and thrilled to be here with you, Miss Fabulous Lady. A little bit about myself is, as you know, I grew up in Georgia, came to Ohio quite some time ago. I've been here now, I would say, for over 30 plus years. And I worked in corporate America for 23 years. And after leaving corporate, I started my own business. And to make a long story short, I never imagined that what I learned as a girl is what I would be doing in a business. I just never thought of that. And I think about it often, how the people who really influenced my life and helped shape and mold me, the things that they said and taught me is what is a personal brand. And that's why that is so dear to me, because we don't often think about what people are saying about us when we're not in the room, but it's important that you work on yourself and your own brand. Build your brand. That's what I say. Build your brand so that people will know how to describe you. You have the authority to create the perception that you want others to have of you. That's what a personal brand can do for you, and that's what helps you to stand out, because you are unique. And that's what I learned as a girl. And Tom Peters, back in 1997, he introduced personal branding into the world. Whoever would have thought just learning to make a name for yourself, your reputation, would become something of such substance, a personal brand. And that's what I do for women, is to get them to see how important they are, looking at themselves from the inside out, unearthing who you are, so that when someone asks you, who are you, you can tell them with confidence. You can articulate it easily and effortlessly about who you are, what you do, how you do it, what makes you the best choice. I just love doing it.
It's so funny because I meet, so many people that are like, I want to be a speaker. I want to be like this person. I want to be like this person. I'm like, well, don't you just want to be yourself? Because that's so much more authentic, and people are going to gravitate to you instead of, because this is what I find with people who try to be someone else or trying to be something they're not, is then they're attracting people that aren't their peeps, because they're attracted to this other person you're pretending to be.
Absolutely. And the other thing is this, Tanya, as time progresses, if you aren't being yourself, people will see through that. And it will impact the credibility about who you are and what you do. Yes. Because I always hear a lot of women saying, oh, I want to be the next Oprah. Well, you aren't going to be the next Oprah. Be you. Be the best you. Yes, you can admire Oprah. You can look at the things that she has done. And you can perhaps even use some of her nuggets to impact how you see yourself and to work on yourself to become, again, the best version of you.
Yeah, I think people really have a tough time with that they are enough. Right.
Absolutely.
I was like, I'm just little Tanya. Why would someone want to listen to me? That's kind of, my
Mm-hmm.
head crash going on. And I see that in a lot of people. They're like, well, that person's much more impressive. I'd rather be Linda because, why no one's going to really want me. They're going to want someone like Linda. So I need to be Linda instead of just realizing that you are enough.
You are enough. I always tell women, and I work with women, that. You were branded at the time of conception to be successful. We all are branded with unique gifts, talents, and abilities that nobody else has. And that's why nobody has your thumbprint. You are one of a kind. And it's important to accept who you are, because when we accept our worth, who we truly are, I think that's when we become the best person there is, and we make a bigger impact into the world because we become more confident and in acceptance. And I always say in the mornings, I have been approved to be who I am. I am chosen, and so are you. You are chosen for something magnificent to do in this world. And now is the time more than ever for people to become who they are so that they can impact and make a difference for others. We are always blessed to be a blessing. So if you're trying to be someone else and not thinking you are good enough, it's only going to impact somebody else not being served by you. That's how I see it. It's a disservice when we don't accept who we truly are.
Exactly. It's because there's so much out there where people are like, I'm going to show you the right steps and you got to fit this formula. And you then start sounding like this robot and this person that is unconnected, right? Because you're so in your head about what do you need to say next and what is this and what do I need to do? Instead of just calling from your heart, because you already know what to say. You already know how brilliant you are. You just got to let it go.
Absolutely. And that's why I love you. It's the truth, because you don't go out and tell people, okay, this is what you need to do to be the fabulous speaker that you are. It all starts from within us. We all, as I stated earlier, we all have something unique that nobody else has. And I think that's where your platform comes in, because being a part of the Public Speakers Association, it helps to elevate our brands. It truly does. So I want to thank you again for always stepping out of your comfort zone when you launched the Public Speakers Association.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just talking to a lady and she was just like, but I need a signature talk. I need to know what to say. I'm like, you have been on the phone with me for an hour talking about what you do. You know what to say, but everyone is so worried about making the right impression from the get-go. You already are. As soon as you open your mouth, you're making the right impression. You're drawing the people to you. You're attracting the right people who really are attracted. The other people are going away. Yay, get them gone, right?
Absolutely. It's your story. Your story is your story. Nobody else have your story. Now, someone may have gone through similar circumstances as you have, but your story is those steps and sharing those step by step of what you were in and how you came out of it. That is so important. You have no idea how many lives can be transformed when you share your story. And that's part of branding. That's how you build the credibility of who you are as a personal brand, is telling your story. And the best way to do it is through speaking. You have to speak and tell your story.
Love it. Love it. And one of the things that I really adore about you is that you have this amazing ability to look at someone and kind of give them that, not elevate them, but give them their own sense of elevation. They're already there, but they just got to get there in their mind, right?
Absolutely. And one of the things is clarity. When we aren't clear in our head about who we are, then that does impact everything else about us. And that's why I'm on this mission to help women especially to have clarity about their brand, who you are, what you stand for, what makes you unique, what differentiate you from your competitors. That is so important. One of the things, Tanya, while we're having this conversation, is that I see so many people do the branding before they build their brand. And I was guilty of it myself in the beginning. And I think that's where a lot of times when one is trying to be like someone else, is because they haven't taken the time to build a solid brand foundation first. Once you do that, you know who you are. You stand in your truth. You know what your worth is. You're not afraid to share it. You know, sometimes when people ask, what is your fee for doing ABC? And then sometimes we shy away from that. And we shouldn't, because you're worth it. It's like L'Oreal, you're worth it. Yes.
Well, and don't you, it is funny to me because people want to create a business when really people are buying them.
Absolutely.
So I need a logo. I need a company name. I need a company website. I need this. I need that. And I'm like, they're buying you, but you
Absolutely.
don't see yourself anywhere, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm helping this lovely lady. She's got hummingbirds all over her website. I mean, it's really pretty. But I'm like, where are you? They're not buying a hummingbird. They're buying you.
Absolutely. And people now love transparency. They want to know you. Even with the major companies today, they want to know who's behind those major companies. They want to get to know those individuals, because that's how you build that know, like, and trust factor. And I always talk about how you position yourself. It's through your credibility. It's through your uniqueness and being relevant. That's something else. Your brand helps to share your relevancy to others. So I love it.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. This is like a subject that we can talk about all the time, right? Because people
Absolutely.
They get stuck on things that don't make as much of an impact,
Mm-hmm.
When they don't realize that has very little to do with their success, right?
Right.
It's how they show up, and then
Yes.
are you congruent with how you're showing up?
Absolutely. And this is what I always say. You must live your brand. Your brand must be on point, on time, all the time. I don't care if you're going to the grocery store. I always tell my clients, you never know what can transpire during that moment in the grocery store. And that's why it goes back to what we said a moment ago, authenticity, being you, not someone else. And you made a very valid point about how individuals, what was the word you said? It left my mind.
The congruency.
The congruency. That is so important. And we have to, in today's society, because we have more competition than we've ever had, correct? Because it's global. We live in a global society now. The point you made is that people buy you. That's the point. People buy based on emotions, based on how they feel about you. And that is so important, because that goes back to perception. You need to, I think we all need to know how we are perceived by other people, especially your target audience. You need to understand, if they don't feel that you're someone who is warm, approachable, friendly, and identifying all those characteristics of who you are. That's why it's so important to take the time to build your brand identity and personality, because you know you.
Well, and it's also about creating your rules that you live by, as well as what you're expecting. You have to be nice, no mean, grumpy, negative people ever allowed. And then you can't be perfect. And people think the people who aren't a fit for me look at those rules as stupid or whatever. I'm like, yay, bye. You have to create it, but then I can't show up that not being the same, right? If I
That's right.
expected myself to be perfect, or, you know, we all have a grumpy day, but showing up
Yes.
all the time is rah, 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 then I'm also not reflecting what I'm expecting from others.
That's right. And I believe that when you continuously, because this is something that we have to do, when we continuously survey others to identify exactly how they perceive us. I always ask people, what do you think about me? When I'm not around, what words do you use to describe me? And they tell me. And then I also listen to when somebody is introducing me to someone, what are the words they're using also? And then I take a moment and pause in my life and reflect on those adjectives that people use to describe me. And I ask myself, is this me? Is this the way I want to be perceived? Is this the reputation that I want others to think of me? Because trust me, our names have value. And now I'm starting this mission on make your name great, because I love that. Make your name great. That's part of your personal brand is your name.
Yeah, I love this because I have several times gone, what? Why did they just introduce me that way? And it really made me do a hard look at how was I showing up? One time a lady's like, oh, Tanya's awesome. You need to know her. She'll do all this work for you, and she won't ask you to do anything for her. And I was like, did she just say that? I'm like, okay, yeah. Suddenly I realized I'm a doormat. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
But you know what, Tanya? I did a workshop. I think it was about a year or two ago. And I shared my story of how I came to this point in my life. And after sharing my story, there was a lady who was present, and she raised her hand. And I said, yes. And she said, may I say something to you? And I said, of course. And she said, until today, I never thought you were approachable. And I looked at her and I said, you never thought I was approachable. I think I'm one of the most approachable people there is, of course. And she said, no, I just never felt that I could approach you until now. But she was at the workshop because of the material, the information that was being presented. But it changed the dynamic of our relationship. Later on, she referred me for a speaking engagement.
Nice.
Yeah. So you never know.
We really have to listen, and we also have to be open to feedback and not
absolutely
right.
Yes.
I love this. So we were running out of time. I can't believe how fast things move. So
oh my God, already?
I know. So tell us, how can we get a hold of you, and how can we get connected?
Well, of course, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook, on Twitter. But what I would like to do is this, Tanya. Ooh. For all of our listeners and viewers today, if they would like to really begin to build a solid, and I mean solid, brand foundation, I would like to offer a discovery strategy session. And they can just simply email me at Linda, with an I, at lindapringleevans.com. Again, the email is Linda at lindapringleevans.com, or they can call me. I'm approachable. And the number is 614-306-9976. I would love to help anyone who is really ready to build their brand so they can truly show up and stand out with distinction. Yes.
Yay. All right. So everybody, go contact Linda right now for that strategy session, because it will be worth every minute of moment that you're going to get to just kind of suck up all of her amazingness. Okay. So Linda at Linda Pringle, like the chip,
That's right.
.com, so that you can too get connected with Miss Linda. And we definitely need you to be back. Linda is a partnering director with the Public Speakers Association, an amazing speaker. So if you've got an event that you're looking for someone, definitely connect with her about that as well. So yay! Alrighty, everybody. Thank you, Linda, for being on today.
And thank you, my dear. Thank you.
See y'all all next time.